All right, we're good.
Just let the pod just
Hey,
be very just organic. You know what I mean?
yeah. That's how it should be, man. You you noticed the background here?
I see you have a
Changed up the
shelf.
pod room a little bit.
You have a
Changed up the pod
shelf.
room.
Did you just move your desk to the right?
Yeah, it just kind of shifted walls.
Nice.
Had to make room for the racing simulator. It was getting a little
Wait,
intense.
wait. You have a racing simulator?
Yes,
That's a really dumb question. Of course you have a racing simulator. What do you not have?
I am going to send you a picture of it right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live recording this. Well, not live, but we're recording
It's
this right
happening
now.
right
He's
now.
sending me a picture of his racing simulator.
It's in progress.
I like to be in do not disturb mode when I'm working. Obviously, Javi's over here goofing off, gate team. So, what is going on
This
with
is
this
business,
rig,
sir.
man?
This is business right now.
You have this chair here. This chair looks like about $4,000 by itself. Okay, and then you have not one, not two, but three. What's that? 40-inch monitors.
They're 32-inch monitors, sir.
Okay, I'm a little. I don't have my trusty
Yeah,
ruler on me. I apologies.
yeah. I get it. I didn't give you any sort of scale.
You should have put Iron Man's head there. So I see
Yeah.
I see the wheel, the steering wheel, and then behind that is that a joystick? Are you
Yeah, there's
are
a
you in
joystick there.
are you also in Top Gun Maverick? So what are you in Fast and the Furious in Top Gun Maverick? You can do
Uh,
both?
we do some flying. Yeah, every once in a while.
You got a flight simulator on that thing too?
No, it's not a flight simulator. It's just a joystick to help get around a little bit in a
I
couple
hear
of
you.
games.
That looks awesome, sir.
It's a pretty good time. Pretty good time though.
How
So
was
yeah.
the old weekend?
I was setting up a racing simulator in my pod room.
He's like, Clyde, we literally just talked about this.
It's-
We literally
that's
just finished
all I
talking
did.
about this, Clyde.
Yeah, I did a lot of that. Moving some stuff around here. Get a little more comfortable here in my room here. Uh, but as every other weekend, it rained,
Yeah.
so
I feel like we live in Portland.
didn't. Yeah,
I hear it rains a lot in Portland. I don't know. I've never been.
I don't know. It's also at the land of books, right? Is that what? Is that correct? No. All right, that's fine.
You're asking the wrong one. I don't. The last book I read.
That was from New Girl. Kind of disappointed you didn't catch that.
Oh, I did not catch that. You know why I didn't catch it, man? I'm gonna explain why I didn't catch it. Okay. I am still recovering from this amazing weekend. Okay. I didn't realize until I don't know Thursday. So my office closed on Thursday for a retreat. I didn't go. I had some other stuff I needed to get done. But uh, I watched some basketball on Thursday. After I
Right.
left the office, I watched some basketball, and then I came home. When I came home, I was at the bar. I watched some basketball, and I was like, "Oh, the new Roadhouse dropped." And then it dawned on
Yeah.
me, I don't think I've seen the original from start to finish. I know, shame on me. I'm the worst.
Not.
So what did I
Not
do?
good.
I hopped on Max and watched it, the entire thing.
Right.
I
That is
literally
awesome.
sweated for 2 hours. Nonstop adrenaline,
So,
masculine, guys with their shirts off. Just the 80s were just a wild, awesome time, man. Okay.
yeah, and the Swayze era was intense in general.
I mean, if you looked in his eyes, man, kind of
Yeah.
fell in love
First time
with
you heard the Beatles, right?
my damn self. like that's a essential 80s movie that I now can like put, like I've watched that movie. I'm so glad I did, like from start.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of the scenes and I've seen a bunch of it, just never from start to finish. So glad I did that.
Mhm.
So I was done with that.
That's good.
And so obviously I can
Right, right,
now
right.
go to Amazon Prime and watch the new reimagining one. And oh my god, for 2 whole hours, okay, I was sweating again, nonstop, bro. Have you seen Jake Gyllenhaal with his shirt
More
off, man?
sweat, more sweat.
God, and then
Dude, that
Conor McGregor. What is going on here?
just, just a lot of dude. A lot of dude in that movie.
There's a lot of just man pecs going on. Love it.
Yeah, that was a fun ride. So you saw it. When did you see it? Like,
Thursday, the
I
day it
think you were.
dropped,
I think you were watching that like right after I finished watching it.
dude.
Something like
Probably,
that.
probably, man. I couldn't move. I was done. I was on the couch.
So opening thoughts on that one.
Um, I like the reimagination of it only because like the original one, was wild because like bouncers were like famous rock stars. It's kind of like how they portrayed Dalton. Like he was this famous
Yeah.
Beatles type rock star of a bouncer. You know who that is? Oh
Right.
my
Right.
god, that's Dalton. Everybody knows
Yeah.
him. I want to. I've thought for so long to get a piece of you, Dalton. You know what I mean? Like so you like this
Yeah.
guy's Mike Tyson or Conor McGregor. Like you always wanted to whip his ass or something like that. Like that was weird.
I've just been waiting.
You know, but like the reimagining of the Jake Gyllenhaal kind of being a drifter, making his money, having a job, and then just trying to help out with this bar, not really having a feel for how it's
Yeah.
gonna run, just using kind of his natural instincts. That made a lot more sense to me than uh this guy who Swayze was awesome, but like he was the guru of bouncing. Like
Yeah.
what I mean? That was wild, but like it was high octane. It was fun. It was funny. Jake Gyllenhaal is a funny ass dude, man.
He really is. He
He
really
is
is.
low
Good. Some good
key
delivery from that guy.
hilarious. Yeah. Um, but even like Conor McGregor, who everybody's like, oh well, this is just a sell, or ever put more eyes on it. For what he brought to that character of Knox, we were not asking much, right? But but what he
Yeah. Yeah.
brought,
Yep.
it made the movie better, right? Because you have Jake's character as Dalton, who is a little psychotic, a little scary. There's something about him, right?
Yeah.
But there's a calmness. Then you have Knox, who there's absolutely no chill in this guy at all, right? So I like that dichotomy between the two, and they were great on scene. They were great together on screen, man. That was really fun. I had a good time.
Yeah. I enjoyed what Connor brought to the fight scenes.
Yeah,
His action and his just knowledge of how it's supposed to go. Right. Like
yeah,
when you fight somebody, it's got to look this way. You got to go this way. You can't. If you do this, you're going to look weak. If you do this, you look stronger. Stuff like that. He
exactly.
really brought that. As far as his like acting, they didn't give him a whole lot to do, which I think
Yeah,
was like
on
perfect
purpose.
for him.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, he just kind of had to come in and just be a menace and not really have to like say anything intelligent. Not saying the
yeah.
guy's not intelligent guy. I don't know him like that, but for
Oh,
what they gave him to start.
you haven't invited him over for the racing simulator yet.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, he ain't been out to a cookout yet. But, but but as far as like what you know of Connor is he's a fighter, and what you see like in public is he's just kind of wild. and it played right into that. And I thought
Yeah.
that was perfect role for him. Uh, his career going forward, well, we'll see if he does anything else. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is just like a vacation for him because there ain't no way he's
Yeah.
making the same amount of money on this than he does fighting.
Yeah, not at
So
all.
we'll
But
see if there's a future there for him.
but it's fun though, man. Like that's what was really cool
Yeah, yeah,
is it was just fun from start to finish. There was not a scene that I was like, this could have been a throwaway. Because even like the scenes with and I keep on forgetting the guy's name, but like the the baddie that's in like the kid uh
yeah.
billionaire,
Brant or something like that. I think his
Brand
last
or
name
whatever,
was
right?
Ben Brant or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, like even him, like he was the chill version of Knox, as Knox was like on 10, 12 the entire time. Like same thing for Brant, but he was on like a 3. He was trying to do it a different way. And even like
yeah.
his scenes was kind of over the top, but still fun. Everything was fun. Like you this movie didn't try to be like this serious take on a bouncer and everything. They knew what they were doing and they let these characters
Right.
have fun. All in all, man, I say that the Roadhouse franchise, can we call it a franchise? Is that a thing now? Can we say the Roadhouse is a franchise?
Hmm. I I don't know. I
Okay, well
mean, there's no
we'll say
like
this.
continuation here. It's just a movie, two different movies
Well, we'll say this then, okay?
that
Roadhouse with Swayze, Roadhouse with Jake, both as a guy named Dalton. Chef's Kiss. I've never seen a movie with so much booze, so much alcohol, so much testosterone, um, so much pectorals, and we got like so much man
a lot
ass
of
in
those
this reimagining.
just the most extended scene ever.
Like like guys, I'm not spoiling it. Like go watch the movie. When we're introduced to Knox, there's a tracking shot of his ass. Conor
Just
McGregor's ass.
all
There's a
out.
tracking shot for like you remember the movie 1970 that Sam Mendes did a couple years ago? It won like a bunch of Academy Awards. Like those tracking shots. That's what Doug Liman did with Connor's ass. Okay, I mean, he's got a nice tush for a grown ass man, but that's what happened. That's how we're introduced to this guy.
Yeah, yeah. It's one way to do it, man. I guess that's gonna be his. That might be his thing from now on. Maybe.
I'm I'm not signing on to any movie unless you do a tracking shot of my ass. Connor, you know this is a children's movie, right? For Disney.
I said what I said, sir.
He's talking to his agent. Get the damn deal done. Welcome to the episode of Movie in a Pod. I'm Clyde Smith.
And I'm Javier Villalobos.
On this week's episode, we're discussing trailers for Alien Romulus, Tarot, the first 2 episodes of X-Men 97, and our movie of the week, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. It's a scary week, guys. I actually don't know why I'm dancing right now. I've listened to this track 90 million times. It's still a banger. It's still a banger, dude.
It still works very well for us. Yeah.
All right, team. We got some trailers coming at you here. So we have another entry into the Alien franchise with Alien Romulus, and we have another one of those movies where
Mm.
it's scaring you, to not do something that you enjoy doing anymore. So some people enjoy playing with tarot cards. This movie's gonna scare you by not wanting to touch them damn things. They're gonna probably come after Uno next, bro. You know what I mean? Like it's as simple as that.
Yeah, yeah,
Can't do anything. So, guys, so we got these
yeah.
trailers. We're gonna throw these on our socials. We have a link tree somewhere.
We
Show
do.
notes. Click on that.
In the
Follow us on all
bio,
of our socials. We do have a bio. Follow us on everything. And like, share,
all
subscribe.
things.
Appreciate you guys. Always a scary spaceship.
Another salvage mission.
Oh god.
Oh boy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's blood everywhere.
Oh my god.
Blood. There's a lot of blood. Oh my goodness.
Okay, those things are actually scarier than the damn aliens themselves.
Oh. This is intense. Oh no.
Look at those things, man.
Dang. Okay.
Hey team. We got Alien Romulus. According to IMDb, while scavenging the deep ends of a derelict space station, a group of young space colonizers come face to face with the most terrifying life form in the universe. Wow. So
Yeah.
I know very little about this movie. Actually forgot they were even making it. Because I'm still waiting for Ridley Scott's like trilogy of the Alien prequels. But wow. This looks dope, man. Like even the minute that we got, this is kind of going back to Alien kind of turned into kind of a not a scary but like more of an action adventure, like let's try to stop these aliens or whatever and survive.
Yeah.
The Alien from the start was a horror film. In space, it was dark, it was cramped, it was creepy. This gives me that vibe just on like, I don't know, 15. Just the amount of face huggers that are chasing everybody and kind of running and jumping. That's gonna be creepy, man, in the theater. That's gonna be fun to watch in theaters with a crowd. Yeah, this is like I said, we just got a minute, so we don't have much, but I am ready for this movie. August 16th cannot come soon enough.
Right.
What are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, same. Dark, explosions, creeping around corners, all that stuff where you kind of, they're going into the corridors, and last thing you want to do is look down that hallway, the dark hallway. You don't want to look down there.
Nope.
That kind of brings that vibe back. Yeah, I'm excited about this one. Hopefully we get like I said, back to the horror factor where you're creeped out the whole time.
With like Fede Alvarez doing Don't Breathe and Evil Dead, I think that's what his vibe is gonna be. Even though like I did finally watch the new Evil Dead, not the sequel yet, but like the new one that came out like I don't know 10 years ago, whatever that he did. It was good, but it was scarier than the original, but it was still campy. So hopefully he goes like straight horror in regards to this, man. This is led by Isabella Mercado, Kaylee Spaney, David Johnson, Spike Ferret, Ellie Wu. So a bunch of young outside of Isabella and David Johnson, like really no name actors. But I like that, right? I like that where that's kind of the rite of passage for a lot of young actors is like do a horror film. And if they're able to do a horror, if they're able to be in a horror film and do it right, that can launch pad McQuack their careers. So I'm excited for this one, man. Fitty does a good job. Yeah, I said Launchpad McQuack. I know.
I wasn't gonna bring it up. Gotcha.
I don't know what's going on. It's the Grays. When the Grays come in, that's when the old man dad jokes are popping in. So, guys, we're gonna throw Alien awesome. Romulus on our socials. Let us know your thoughts. Also, let us know your favorite Alien movie. Team, talk to us. Nope, I'm good already. Pass.
I ain't trying to be doing all that.
12 cards in the circle. One more at the heart. With this final card.
As soon as that first wind blow, I'm out.
I'm out.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, this old deck's kind of strange.
Where did you find it?
Yeah. I have an idea. See, why are you going up there? Why are you going into this creepy ass room?
Who's going first?
And touch the box that definitely looks evil.
Hello?
You're never to deal with a deck that is stranger.
I mean,
you know, there's a perfectly good Uno card deck. They could have played.
The Hermit. Magician.
What?
Whose face will you see?
When you take your last breath.
I'm out. Gone. Yep. Should have done that from the get-go.
Who's next?
Too late now. Oh boy.
All right, team. We got tarot cards, right? Is that how it's pronounced? According to IMDb, when a group of friends recklessly violates the sacred rule of tarot readings. Problem number one, guys. Like, why would you break a rule? Anyway, they unknowingly unleash an unspeakable evil trapped within the cursed cards. One by one, they come face to face with fate, end up in a race against death.
Oh boy.
I just have like so many notes. Not for the writers, not for the directors, but just for not even for like the actors themselves, but like the kids in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Those cards do not look fun at all. Like if it was me or you, and we went up to like, grandma's cat. My grandma would never have that. Okay, she got a deck of Uno cards.
Well, let's also get something else clear off the bat. We would have never been going around looking for anything, and if we saw it and it looked like it was completely made of people's skin, definitely not touching it.
Nope. I have never, like there's people who like we talked about a few weeks ago. They got that Curious George mentality. Ooh, what's that? What's that sound? What's that car doing outside in the middle of the night flashing their lights? It's over there. Leave it over there. If I open up something and see those cards, I'm going to say, nope, not for me. Closing this up, and I'm going to keep moving with my life. Also, if you bring those downstairs while we're out like partying and everything and hanging out and say like, yo, let's play this game. No, I'm like that SpongeBob meme. All right, I'm out. I don't want to play this.
Or like Homer walking back into the bushes. That one too. That's a good one. Yes. It just disappeared. I'm out.
I'm out of here, bro. Like, there's no way you're getting me to play. I've seen one too many of these movies. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like, these kids have not seen any of these movies that are being made about these things, I just wouldn't. I'm never going swimming anymore. Okay, I don't want a teddy
Yeah,
bear.
mess that
Okay,
up. Mess that
forget
up too. Yeah.
forget a imaginary friend. Right? No Chucky doll. Right? Like no,
Nope.
I don't, no.
Nope.
I'm gonna put myself in a box. Right? There's probably a scary movie called The Box or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I can't
definitely
even
one. Yeah.
do that anymore. I hate Hollywood in horror. They have no original ideas. They can't do it.
Yeah. I mean,
It's impossible.
yeah, I agree. Definitely not a situation I think I would find myself in. So yeah,
Ever.
I'm right there
Ever.
with you.
I mean, I saw our boy Jacob Batalon from the Spider-Man movies. He's in this with a bunch of other people as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You know, sometimes you just gotta hope that everyone dies in this movie. That'll teach him a lesson.
There is a movie called The Box from 2009 that it is said Norman Arthur Lewis, a suburban couple with a young child, receive a simple wooden box as a gift, which
Cameron
bears
Diaz, right?
fatal
And
and irrevocable consequences. Yes.
Cameron Diaz,
Yes.
James Marsden, right?
Yes.
God, I'm good. Yes, I do remember watching that. I'm scared of boxes too. Damn it! Thank you, Cameron Diaz.
Thank you, Cameron Diaz and James Marsden. All right.
Hey, team, we're gonna throw Taro on our socials. Let us know your thoughts. I don't even have a follow up question, guys. Just this movie looks like trash. I'm just gonna let you know right now. I'll probably end up watching it though because that's what I do.
Oh yeah, of
dude.
course.
So
Yeah.
X-Men '97.
Fantastic. All right, let's move on to the movie of the week.
Javi said, "No notes."
That's all we got to say.
No notes. Bro.
Yeah,
like,
X-Men. They're doing our crew in some pretty awesome ways here. Obviously they brought Cyclops out super strong. And then showing off Storm as a Omega level threat, which was pretty sweet, and her Storm she brought through.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how they push the rest of the team going forward. I mean, we saw a little bit of everybody, but those two were really put out front for these first couple episodes.
Yeah. Really enjoyed that, man. Like them going after the Sentinels in that first episode was just fun. The plane blows up and everybody does their thing. Cyclops see you on the ground and just I have seen a lot of dope ass superhero landings in my lifetime.
Superhero landings.
Not even the landing, but the way the hair was flowing. Come on, dog. That was dope
gorgeous.
as hell, man. Because I enjoy comic book adaptations and shit like that. But the one comic book that I actually enjoyed reading, I did Spider-Man, but the other one was the X-Men comics, right? Those for some reason I got a hold of a lot of them and I read a lot of them and a lot of different artists. And Cyclops is the ultimate tactician. He's the ultimate badass. He's the leader for a reason.
Right.
And Fox made James Marsden a punk. I hated that. And I love James Marsden as an actor, but they made him a punk. And I think they were gonna try to do the young Cyclops, the young Scott Justice, they just didn't have enough time, right? That series kind of faltered
Yeah.
and rolled it back to that and everything. So I think they were trying to like build him up to be a badass, but they just didn't have enough time here. But like even the show back in the 90s, they made Wolverine awesome. They made Rogue and everybody else awesome. They really didn't let Scott be awesome. Like that's what I want to see because he is the
Right.
man. So
Man, that's
outside
showing on
outside
this
of
one.
that, yeah. So like outside of that, man, these X-Men are in a weird place, and this picks up right as the series ended in 96, 97, where the professor's gone. Team still has a mission. Uh, and there's a lot going on in regards to what's next for this team. 11 episode arc, man. What was your favorite moment?
Um, yeah, I think kind of that when you were saying like they were fighting the Sentinels, the Cyclops thing was awesome, but I really did enjoy the storm scene there
Yeah.
where there's all these alarms going off and you think it's something else going on, and it starts saying like the Omega level threat, and it's Storm. And
Halle Berry.
you
You
really never get to see the same thing with her. You really never get to see her be a super strong hero in the movies.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
always like she's in the background a lot, and in this one they really pushed her to the front and showed that she is actually a badass. So that was my favorite from the 2 episodes so far.
Yeah, man. I think the second one was like the first episode. They started it off very, very strong. They both were enjoyable. I don't want to take anything away from them, and I'm
Yeah.
enjoying this. First one was just a very strong episode, and the way that it ended was very strong. And then I think the second episode, as far as following like Eric Magneto and everything that he's about, it almost got a little too wordsmithy. But like, if you remember, but like then I thought like, and that's how I felt during the episode, and I still enjoyed it. But then I kind of thought back, I was like, that's kind of how Magneto always was, like back in the 90s episodes as well. He was so just like Shakespearean with his words and how he felt and his speeches. That's how who he was. And you just got to take that at face value. Maybe that's the weak version of the episode, but like overall, it was still very enjoyable. I love the twist at the end. And I'm super excited for Wednesdays, man. Like Wednesdays is gonna be my favorite day of the week now, other than Mondays. I love you. But I think Wednesdays, man, is where it's gonna be at.
Yeah, I'm there with you, man. Yeah, I think you just kind of you come out strong, and then you kind of got to back into that story, right? Like,
yeah,
we can't just be super action packed the whole way. I mean, we could, but you kind of need something in there to keep you anchored to the story, right?
I agree.
So yeah, we'll see how it goes, or it may completely go to garbage. Who knows? We'll see.
I'm along for the ride regardless. So
yeah.
All right, team. We talking about X-Men 97 here. We'll throw this on our socials. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know if you watched X-Men back in the 90s. If you weren't old enough to watch it then, have you watched it since? It is on Disney Plus. This show is on Disney Plus. Let us know your thoughts, team. Who's your favorite X-Men? And why is mine Cyclops? Every leader is my favorite. So obviously the Red Ranger, obviously Leonardo from the Ninja Turtles, obviously Cyclops. If they're the leader, that's my favorite character, damn it, every damn time. So all right, dude, let's just jump into this movie of the week, man. I have been geeked for this since we last recorded on a Ghostbusters movie, man.
Same.
three years ago. It's been 3
Oh my
years.
gosh. You know what? I was thinking about that too. Not to get off subject here, but when I was watching Godzilla versus Kong over the weekend, 2021.
Oh my, we've been podding for a while,
was
man.
it was when we talked about that movie. So, wow.
Yeah.
Time flies, man.
Time flies when you're hanging out with your best friend, watching and talking about movies, team. All right, team. We got Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. This movie just dropped here on March 22nd. This movie is directed by Gil Kennan and written by Gil Kennan and Jason Reitman, who directed the first one. Well, directed Afterlife, excuse
We
me.
have, there you go. We have $100 million budget. So far, we've grossed $61.6 million. Starring this, we have McKenna Grace as Phoebe Spangler, Finn Wolfhard as Trevor Spangler, Paul Rudd as Gary Gruberson, Carrie Coon as Callie Spangler, Kamal Nagiani as Nadim Razmati, Patton Oswald as Dr. Hubert, Celeste O'Connor as Lucky, Logan Kim as Podcast, Emily Lind as Melody, Jay Marcaster as Dr. Lars, Bill Murray as Venkman, Dan Aykroyd as Ray, Ernie Hudson as Winston, Annie Potts as Janine Milnitz, and William Arthurton as Walter Peck.
That Walter Peck guy, he's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Awesome.
All right, man. So just from the start, the strongest character in this entire movie, we got the young, talented McKenna Grace as Phoebe Spangler. And just like she did in Afterlife, man, she definitely carried this film. And you love to see that from a young actor who is this talented. She takes
Right.
what the script gives her, but then like adds so much nuances where you do get that Spangler motives from the 80s. You get that
Yeah.
vibe there with that, man. Very enjoyable. But we find her, man, she's in a different place. She wants to be a Ghostbuster, wants to be a full time, doesn't really care about anything else. This is her lineage, this is her family birthright, but she's a 15-year-old girl. So should she actually be doing this? No. She should be enjoying the summer, getting ready for school. So she kind of feels left out of the family. So that kind of puts her into a weird place where she goes and finds solace in a ghost girl who's like been dead for a while, died in a fire at 16, right? Like that's where she finds solace through the movie. And I don't know about you, man, but like these movies in regards to alternative motives and stuff like that, you knew from the start that like that ghost chick was using Phoebe. Like you just knew that from the start. But kind of because Phoebe was in such a weird place, she was able to manipulate her without trying so hard, right? Like she's 15, she's vulnerable, she is going through a lot of changes, and kind of just wants to be a part of a team, wants to be a part of something, and everybody's leaving her out because she's so young. That's kind of like her
Right.
whole thing. But then like when we finally get down to what's possibly going on and what the big bad scary ghost or monster is this movie, I love it that her and Ray kind of go on a old school Spangler stance mission to go kind of do all the science and research and everything, man. I thought like her as a
Right.
good replacement for Harold Ramis in that role, that was dope to see, man. I felt that at every turn that they were together, man. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I didn't really understand. Like, I think the movie as a whole, like the whole Melody ghost part,
Yeah.
um, that was super kind of weird, like kind of romantic kind of thing, right? That line was kind of what led you to be like, oh yeah, this is what's going to turn against her,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
something that has to do with this ghost, right? Whether it's going to be directly involved with like the main bad guy, or like she's going to do something to like release her or do something crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but it was kind of, I think it felt like it just kind of popped in so fast for me. I didn't feel like it flowed right at the beginning. Like all of a sudden
Well,
there's a ghost there and they're
yeah.
just like cool with each other.
Yeah. So I will say this. This movie as a whole, it's bloated, okay? This is a very bloated movie in regards to
Yeah,
there's a lot.
it reminded me of Spider-Man 3. Like I
Okay, there you
I
go.
I enjoyed the movie, but there was a lot going on.
Yeah, there's just a lot going on in regards to this
Yeah.
here. So, like in what you were saying there is, you know, with such a bloated screen time and so many characters and so much stuff going on, and you got to give homage to everybody, new, old, even returning
Yeah.
characters that are not really important. You know what I mean? So there's just so much going on there, where the build up between uh Phoebe and Melody and kind of their kinship, um, it did happen a little too fast for my liking. Um, but
Right.
but the way that the script kind of played Phoebe being so down, being not a part of the team, it's almost like where else is she gonna turn to? You know what I mean? Her brother's 18,
Yeah.
doesn't want to
Yeah.
deal with her. Mom is hanging out with Paul Rudd, who, I mean, can you blame her?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not at all.
So
Not one bit.
she just left the mayor's office, and the mayor, so she thinks because the mayor hates her, the city hates her, right? So she really feels really down and doesn't really have any outlets. So it did happen too fast. I agree with that, but like what the script did for that with her, it made sense. Now
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
next
Yeah. It made
character,
sense later on down the road.
yeah, now our next character, Finn Wolfhard, Trevor, he really didn't have to be in this damn movie. He really didn't.
He
Like,
really did not.
don't get me wrong. Like, my man, Stranger Things, my man
He's 18 though,
Finn,
man.
like, he's 18.
Yeah.
I appreciate that he came back for the sequel, but like, you brought very little to this movie. You're not the only one, so
Yeah.
I will say that multiple times. Okay, but you're a part of the
Well, he had
team.
his so he had his own storyline there on the side with Slimer, which
That was it. That was
which
it, though.
which which was some valuable screen time for somebody else that him and Slimer got.
Yeah. So you wanted to bring, so like you had that blue monster or ghost in the first one, which is like Slimer esque. We actually bring back Slimer in this one, and you're like, okay, how you're gonna do it? Well, everybody watching the
Yeah.
trailer. But like, I love it that it wasn't just that one scene of Trevor trying to catch him. It was multiple scenes, him failing every single time, of trying to catch Slimer, man. I thought that was really fun to kind of indulge in. And it just reminded you of not only like the original movie with Slimer, but even like the cartoon Ghostbusters, right? Where Slimer was kind of like their
Yeah, yeah.
mascot, kind of hanging around the station and everything. Slimer,
Mm-hmm.
that's Slimer's house. You know what I mean? Like, he's chilling there.
Right.
He is a member, right? That's his
Yeah.
crib. So I thought that
Yeah.
was cool, man. But other than that, like, he's swooning over Lucky, um, but he really has not. He doesn't have much to do in this film. a couple of throwaway like gag lines and funny, but like
Mm-hmm.
not much.
Yeah.
Obviously the funniest person in the movie, not named Peter Venkman, was Paul Rudd as Gary
Yeah.
Gruberson. Talk to me, man.
Yeah. Dude, Paul Rudd, man. I mean, when I watched the first one, I watched Afterlife before I went and saw this one, and him in that one was fantastic because you're just kind of getting to know him, you
Yeah.
know. But even in this one, you're like you're watching him grow as well, like as a step parent, and
Yeah.
he and he's trying so hard, and then he's working. He's like kind of the leader, but neither of them really know what's going on. You know, they get a call and they
Yeah.
go out. Uh, the dude just delivers his lines like nobody else. Uh, Funny, but he was also kind of mean sometimes, and was still funny at the same time.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Like the thing with Paul Rudd and anything this man does, it's just like I think I talked about it when we watched the trailer a few weeks ago. If he's on screen, I'm smiling, right? It
Yeah,
could be something
yeah, yeah.
heavy that just happened or whatever, but it's Paul Rudd, and it's just like even when he's trying to be like serious dad or whatever, you know what I mean, stepdad, it's still just like Paul Rudd, man. He's just like the greatest, funniest guy ever, and I just like
Hmm.
I don't think I would get like movie star like, oh my god, that's, you know, the first person that came to mind was Pete Wentz from Fallout Boy. I don't know why, but I didn't go that route. But like, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
But if I was like, oh my god, it's Pete Wentz, Fallout Boy, or somebody, I like that. But like, if it was Paul Rudd, I probably wouldn't freak out. I think I would just roll up and give him a hug. I think I would just want to give Paul Rudd.
Right.
I just want a hug from Paul Rudd. And then like we'll go out separately. We don't have to go to dinner, hang out,
Yeah.
or whatever. It's like I hug Paul Rudd, man. You know what I mean? He gives that vibe. He gives that energy in everything that
Yeah.
he does. I I would I would like to see him kind of do something serious. Maybe he might have that in him. He might not. But I would still like
he
to see kind of that change.
he does have a recent movie that came out where I think it's more on that line. Um, I can't remember the name of it, but he just did one where or one that's on its way out that he's kind of serious.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
you
Well,
may
he
get that, sir.
excels. He excels in at this, right? Where it's a feel good
Oh yeah,
comedy. It's a little scary, family friendly. This was just fun. He brought it. The maturation with him, like you stated, it's him. Where's his place in this family, right? Where
yeah,
you don't want to overstep your bounds, but when you see the kids out of line or something, you got to step in. You just don't know when and where. So having him have some maturation, that was really cool here. Carrie Coon as Callie Spangler, the mother of Phoebe and Trevor, um and she's just mom. She's a part of the team. It's a weird
yep.
family business now, ghostbusting. Um, but yeah, she kind of just like runs the show, and she still has to be mom. Uh,
Yeah.
didn't do
We
much
get to see
outside of
her
that.
like look, we get to see her like chilling sometimes, just like scrolling her phone, like she's
Yeah,
like she's just sitting on the couch. It's not always go 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 here for the Ghostbusters, right?
I loved
Um,
watching that though. Yeah,
yeah, they got some some downtime where they got to clean or they got to fix something, or like I said, she's just chilling, scrolling on her phone. That was really fun. That was where she had her best lines, to be honest with you, when she was just chilling and
yeah,
kind of being mean to her kids a little bit.
having to be mom, man.
Yeah,
It's when they're their best. Moms are at their
yeah.
best when they're being mean to us. Damn it. All right, man. Moving right along here, we got Kumail Nanjiani as Nadeem Razmati, and this is one of those characters where like this is where it starts to get bloated. Once you if you're watching the movie, you're like, ooh, integral part. Okay, this guy's in here. Will it be just one scene? Will it be overarching in the entire movie? And you see him more and more. You're like, okay, he has a purpose now, right? He's this comes from
Yeah.
this long lineage and stuff like that. He's going to be a very important part of the movie. But then once you take like that step back when you walk out of the theater and get done with the movie, you're like, all right, this movie was over bloated. Trevor, him, could have been on the chopping block, could have combined his what he needed to do with somebody else, you know what I mean? Like it was not necessary with what Kumail was handed, okay? With the script that he was handed and what he did. It's Kumail Nanjiani, man, and he's hilarious. He's fun.
Yeah,
It's a good time.
He's got his own delivery system, just like Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
And he does that in this one. But that was weird. Like he has an arc, but it's not really an arc in the movie. It's like pieces of it throughout the movie.
Yeah.
That you see him growing a little bit with his power, and then all of a sudden it's just full blown situation. Yeah, just another kind of broken piece of the movie he put in there.
Yeah. Like enjoyable, and I laughed at, his delivery. It's just that when you take that step back, you're like, okay, necessary, unnecessary, or could have kept him in and moved somebody else out, because my throwaway list, it's not over, okay?
Yeah. Well, I really enjoyed like him as that character before it's discovered about him, right? Like
yeah, no, agreed.
like he's selling those antiques and stuff. Like if it would have ended there, that would have been perfect for me.
Yeah.
Like okay, he's here, he did this thing, now he's out, but he like kept coming in and out, and
Yeah.
I think that's where we lost him at.
Even to the point where like they went back to his apartment, discovered that back room. Okay, Kumail, thank you for your services. Okay, like we're good to go.
Right.
All right. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let's let the scientists kind of handle it from here. Moving forward, quick scene. We got Patton Oswalt as Dr. Hubert Wojcicki. Helps out, kind of understands the myth of the big bad Garaka person, so it wasn't a long scene. It was not in the movie a lot.
Perfect.
Very
perfect for him.
I agree. Perfect. If you're gonna be like in a big, if you're gonna be in a big budget like spring summer blockbuster like this, man, that's a perfect amount. Kumail could have done that as well. It would have been awesome.
Yeah,
that would have been like something everybody remembered, and for the rest of the year, right? Like let's give him the scene when he drops off the orb. Let's give him the scene when they go back to his apartment. That'd have been perfect. Patton, no, Patton, seasoned veteran actor and comedian. No notes, sir. All right, we got Celeste O'Connor as Lucky Domingo. So she comes back, and this time she works for Winston Zeddemor's new ghost-busting HQ at this place. One, like, you were in Oklahoma, okay? What the hell are you doing in New York? Did we need to see you again? You were in the original, you were in the Afterlife, cool. But did we need to see you again? We did not. We did not at all. Appreciate you. What is your ties? You're not Zedmore's kid, or is there a pull a kid
I
from
believe she was an intern. She was an intern, Clyde. Let's give her a little bit. Okay. I don't know why.
That's my point. Was she sciencey in the first movie? Was she sciencey in Afterlife? Like, I don't think she was. So, like, it was just like, what are you interning about? Just because you had one run-in with a ghost, you are qualified to just not just help out and be an intern, right? She had after hours privileges to like suit up and put a proton pack on. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
her card was she was able to go get anywhere in that facility for an intern. Come on, man.
So
Credentials,
we're
guys.
she just dropped below Finn, right, on the cut list.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. At least Finn is a Spangler.
Yeah, he's got that going for him. Yeah.
At least he's a Spangler. Yeah, Ghostbusters in your bloodline, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so like
Oh,
they
man.
give her a little bit to do, but it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Logan Kim as podcast, another one. He was in the first one, and yes, he was one of those standouts in the first one. This one, it was just like,
agreed.
what are we doing? It's the same exact thing. Yeah, you go on the ride with Ray and Phoebe to kind of figure out what's going on, but you're another one. Just because you were in Oklahoma doesn't mean that you're qualified to kind of do this now. And yes, your parents
Yeah.
think you're at space camp. You're a child, okay? If your parents don't know where the hell you're at and you're in New York City, that's a
He's like
problem.
staying in a grown man's basement.
That's yes. That's a problem. You're a child. Okay. So like as you're seeing, right? Like this movie's a little bloated with so
Yeah,
many
agreed.
characters so far that are unnecessary. And it's really bloated because we bring back the old living cast. Obviously, rest in peace, Harold Ramis. But we have we talked about Emily Aileen Lynn as Melody, the dead girl who kind of influences Phoebe. James Acaster, who's Dr. Lars Penfield, who plays kind of the head scientist for Zedamore's place. But then we bring back Venkman, Stans, Zeddamore, Melnitz, right? Walter Peck, right? The OG, triple OGs from the 80s. And it's just like, you want to give them a lot of time, but at the same exact time, you have all these newer characters. That's just a big cast. It's just a big cast in a movie that's tight, right? But like, let's talk about it for a second. Bill Murray, I'm gonna chalk that's a cameo, okay?
Yeah.
Murray said, "You want me for one more scene than I did in Afterlife? Perfect, I can do that.
Send the check. Cut the check.
Cut the check, man." Cut the check, man.
Yeah.
But what I did enjoy, right, is like I talked about earlier, they gave Dan Aykroyd a lot to do in this movie, and they gave him a lot of screen time, and it's warranted. He's the standout. He's one of the writers of the original. Him and Ramos. Ramis, excuse me. I don't know why I try to make him Spanish. Whatever. Him and Ramis, but they give him a lot to do. So he's running around the city, working with Phoebe, trying to figure out what this next big baddie Garaka, what's in this Ord thing.
Yeah.
To me, that's kind of the heart and soul of the Ghostbusters franchise, is kind of that, not just the stopping the evil force, but kind of figuring out and
the
understanding.
research.
The research is fun, man. The research is the fun part. So he has a lot to do, which is fun. We got Ernie Hudson as Winston Zedmore. And the one thing I will say, they basically crapped on my man in that first movie. He was a part of the team, but he wasn't a part of any of the marketing. You know what I mean? He was like not really a scientist, crapped on him. He came front and center with the other three in the second movie. I appreciated that. But the fact that they made him this really rich guy in Afterlife in this, and he's the one who's kind of bankrolling them, that's given my man his dues, is what that is. And I appreciate that a lot. Ernie Hudson, one of the hardest working guys in Hollywood, has always been. Great voice. Black actors, man, we got to stick together. Well, you got to stick to other black actors. I'm not really a black actor, but I digress. But no, his character, he's running around telling Ray, like, dude, you need to slow the hell down. You can't be doing this. We're too old for this.
Right? Yeah.
But then at the end, kind of laughs with him and be like, yo, this is what we do. We save the world from ghosts. You know what I mean? Like, so
And then he goes right into sales
Just fun.
mode. Right. Right. He just starts marketing right on the spot. Sends
Yeah,
his blood.
man, because busted makes me feel good, man. So
Yes. Oh, Paul Rudd, that dude.
we got
When he
Annie
sang the
Potts
song,
as
perfect.
Annie Potts as Janine Melnitz. And for the record, one of my first crushes growing up was Janine. Okay,
Okay, okay.
yeah, Janine Melnitz.
Let's go.
Because like New Yorker had that sass to her, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ghostbusters, you know what I mean? It's just like, oh, it was. I was a kid and didn't know what sexy even was at the time. You know what I mean?
It was
At
like
that
she was on
young
the
age, but
podcast. It's crazy.
I was just a track. You're welcome. You're welcome. But like, I didn't even know what like sexy or attractive or anything was. Like, I just was too young for those concepts. I just knew it was just like, yeah. You can answer my phone anytime.
Do I like this?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Do I like this? I'm not sure.
Yes.
I think I might.
I do like this a lot. Oh man. Yeah, she works for Zedmore and kind of helps keep the firehouse afloat for the Spengler family. So, and we got the mayor Walter Peck back, and he's just a guy who always wants to shut down the Ghostbusters. He's been wanting to do it his entire life in New York. Still can't do it. He cannot finally just shut them down. Just cannot do it. So
he just got to stay away from the scene. Like every time he shows up on the scene, he gets put in these bad positions, where he has to just swallow his words. If he just would stay away for a minute,
he'll be the hero. Yeah.
Yeah. They do destroy so much stuff in the city, though. So much stuff gets destroyed. Goodness.
It's like when the Avengers were done in 2012, and they just kind of just went and ate shawarma. You know, all that damn destruction. You're not gonna help clean any of this up, guys.
Yeah.
You got a freaking god who that's a thing, man. Like, let him clean everything up. So, they destroyed a lot of the city in this movie.
Yeah, they really did. Yeah.
Let's talk about just like the look and feel of this sequel, man. we go from Oklahoma, where there's fault lines and nothing else, to back in the Big Apple. I don't know about you, man, but it felt really good being back, having a Ghostbusters movie in New York. I feel like there's no other place you can really have a Ghostbusters movie outside of New York. Like, that's it.
That's
There's
enough
dead people for everybody. Yeah, it's just the most beautiful setting for these movies. I enjoyed Afterlife, and I enjoyed what they did out there in Oklahoma, but it made sense. But it really is New York City. That's where you need to bust the ghost. So, anything in particular that like stood out to you that you enjoyed about the look and feel of this movie, man?
I enjoyed seeing Ecto-1 on the road a lot.
Yeah.
Like in the older movies, it was a character, but it was never really part of the action. Right? It was just it was the transport from the firehouse to the situation. And in here and in Afterlife, we got to see it really be used as a piece of equipment in their ghost busting. and they really showed that even more in this one with the drone trap, which was awesome.
It really was,
Using
yes.
the the RC trap, all that stuff's pretty cool, and really it being another character was something I was really excited about. So seeing it going through the streets and that being the backdrop rather than like a cornfield was pretty fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. I think they made New York. You know that feeling that you got when you saw the Ghostbusters kind of running up and down the street, with their proton packs. They got the little trap thing, whatever.
Oh yeah,
They were in the
oh, yeah.
they were in the hustle and bustle of New York, right? Those were those '80s movies, right? You got
Yeah,
that
people
vibe
everywhere.
by them. Yeah, yeah. You got that vibe by them driving through New York, like you said, and just having the dodge in and out of traffic and everything. And I agree with you, man. I think that was kind of my favorite thing to visually see in this movie. But so it's that, but also kind of the expansion of the firehouse, right? We
Yep.
saw a lot more of the firehouse was more lived in. I don't know if the guys in the 80s lived there, but it's a full firehouse, so there's obviously beds, showers,
Right.
bathrooms, all of that. So they could, but we never got the vibe that they slept there, right? It was like more,
Yeah.
was this their office?
Well, they were also like they weren't a family, right? They were grown men, even
They
in
were
that
grown ass
time,
men,
like
yeah.
four separate men that I don't think they were sharing a wall on a regular basis.
Yeah, and we got
But yeah, we did get to see a lot. That's pretty cool.
Venkman chasing Sigourney Weaver around for 2 movies. So yeah,
Yeah.
he's not gonna spend much time with the guys at the spot. So
Nope, not at all.
all right, man. Let's go ahead and talk about a theme here. I think the theme, man, for this movie kind of revolves around trusting your family, right? Believing in your family is the vibe that I
Yeah.
really got here. From this, outside of uh, the big baddie, outside of the convoluted, this is going on, we have this new place to dispose of ghosts or store ghosts or whatever. There was just a lot going on in this movie.
Yeah.
But if it kind of boils down to the story of like, hey, this is in our blood, this is what we do, this is our family heritage, this is our family lineage, right? We are the Ghostbusters, all of us, including Gary. So
Yeah.
he's a part as well. So just believing in your family and like trusting each other and being able to count on one another.
Yeah.
I think that's the vibe that Gil and Jason was getting from this, man. And Jason Reitman's one of those writer directors who has a lot of family themes in his movies. He definitely brings it home with the writing in this as well. So even Najjani's character, with like him not being close to his grandmother, but then now understanding like why she was or who she was, and kind of accepting that. You kind of got that vibe from him as well. So yeah, it was just really fun to kind of watch that dynamic, even in this convoluted
Agreed.
script, this convoluted, bloated movie. You still got that heart out of it, man. So very appreciative out of that. All right, team. So that is our conversation about 2024's Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. JV, give me your thoughts and ratings on this, man.
Yeah, we talked about a lot. in this one, how we had a lot of storylines going on at one time, a lot of things that didn't need to be there, um, and a lot of stuff that could have been cut out or cut down, or people that could have been. I mean, your list was extravagant for the amount of the amount of salary we could have cut out of this movie. But I agree with it at the same time. So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed seeing, like I said, the Ecto one on the road, and uh, seeing the original team kind of figuring out that it's kind of time to move on to the next step of their life, right? That
Yeah.
that busting ghost is needs to be handed down, and that they need to kind of move to the next step, which is whatever that is, right? So the movie, the franchise is evolving, and it's showing it on screen instead of it just like happening all of a sudden. And I really appreciate that in the movie, in the story. But this will get 4 buckets from me. I'll definitely be watching it multiple times. I had a good time, even though it was super long. But you know, we'll just have to send our notes in, see if they can cut this down to a movie and a pod cut. Maybe we can get one of those.
One of those 90 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. Gone. Yeah. The 4 buckets
Fine,
for me, man. What about you?
Fine, guys. We will edit your movie, okay? Gosh. Twisting our arms here.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. For everything that I said that I don't like about this movie, it sounds like this is a 1 bucket of popcorn movie to me. It really was not, man. I thoroughly had a good time watching Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, man. Being back in New York, seeing the old cast, giving Ray Stant something to do, right? Putting the heart and soul of Phoebe in front and center of this movie, and you know, going through this with her and seeing her struggles. I appreciated all of that. The threat level. The one thing about the Ghostbusters movies, man, that is just like hilarious is there's the big baddie monster or whatever, but the threat level is just so low at the end of the day. Like it's just kind of like like you kind of take the big baddie with a grain of salt, you know?
Yeah.
That's also like the fun of it as well, because that's not what these movies are really about. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, the thing is, like, it's typically the Ghostbusters that cause everything on some level. They get tied up. They get tied up in something and try to help.
So true.
They get tied up in it and try to help so much they kind of cause the problem, but then they fix it. And
It's
the mayor
why-
is the only one that sees that.
Exactly. I was literally about to say that. Yes. You beat me
He's the
to
only
it.
one that hasn't figured it out.
Yo, Peck is the only one that understands there should be no Ghostbusters on the planet, okay? Yeah, so you guys through every one of these movies, okay, you mess something up. You destroy half of the city, okay? And then somehow miraculously you save the day, and you're heroes? You're heroes.
Yeah.
You're causing your own destruction, basically. No, man. This is I really enjoyed this movie. It's not as good as Afterlife. I will admit that, because it's so
I agree with
convoluted
that.
with so many people. But it was still a good time. Loved what everybody brought who actually was a necessary character. You have my list, damn it.
We got it.
This one's 3 buckets of popcorn for me, man. This one is just like the other ones. I'll watch them over and over again. I'll probably do a Roadhouse
Agreed.
thing where I watch them all. You know what I mean? Just back to back to back in one day. That's a great time. You know what I mean? You got to see Slimer, The Stay Puffs, the mini Stay Puffs were in there. It was just good. It was just fun, man. Thank you for subscribing to this week's episode, talking through Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Next week, we'll be discussing Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire.
You can catch that in a theater near you.
Like always, I am Clyde Smith. You can find me across all socials. I am Clyde D. Smith.
I am Javier Villalobos. You can find me on all socials at Mr. J8200.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.